Ascendant Lands. Last time we left off, you all managed to safely travel down to the Port of Eldath and spend about half a day-ish of time there, just gathering some final pieces of useful gear, some brooch of protection or whatever their name is, and some potions of resistance for necrotic damage. I want to say that's what Bael's thing for.
Yep.
Yes, necrotic damage. Yeah, a couple potions of resistance to necrotic damage, and you are now all heading on foot to the Pool of Eldath, which is highlighted by the cyan blue line towards the cyan blob in the map. It is still the day of leaving the port of Eldath. You've probably, it's up to you guys. You can either have just left or just about to leave or be well on your way. It's up to you. But you all together, you have Ulva with you, the wolf. You do not have the horse with you, and the cart has also stayed behind. And the afternoon is of travelling is all yours.
Is there a path up to the pool?
There will be probably a point where it gets not so pathy. But you know, general direction.
Sorry, I really like that. Not so parthy. Less parthy. Not quite a path.
There's bound to be there's bound to be hundreds of thousands of hunters' tracks and things in the wilderness around. So you can pick one or two that it, like suits your meandering direction. If you're not too set on a sticking, like if you're really rock steady on staying directly east, then you probably find some trouble. But keeping east directly. But if you're happy to go north, south, up and down, like follow the tracks as it were, or the natural meandering of the wilderness, you'll get where you need to go roughly.
Cool.
Meander, I guess.
Yeah.
Meandering away.
Yeah. Talari's sitting on her broom. She doesn't want to. Especially as the path sort of starts disappearing and it's just kind of mud, you know. Yeah.
I mean, when you've got a broom flying.
Yeah. Has no limit. Why not?
Although I can't imagine it's comfortable to sit on that thing all day.
No. But she's definitely sort of building the resistance, you know. Especially with all the training and stuff. If anything, it feels a little bit more of a cakewalk because she's not having a massive dragonfly beside her, you know. And she's not trying to vigorously move around while training. If anything, this is kind of like, you know, relaxing compared to all of that.
Yeah, legit.
I suppose we should keep an eye out, make sure there's no Bael on the horizon, as it were. I don't know if, I mean, I could always sort of go above the tree line, see if I can see any kind of, I don't know.
I was about to say, you're probably best to get an eagle-eye view.
I mean, give it a shot, sure.
Yeah, I can pop out every now and
Why not?
again.
Don't get shot.
I will try.
I can come up with you.
Sure.
The only trouble with all of this is that if they are looking for us, if they are nearby, they're going to spot you the second you get too high.
I was only going to like pop their head out, you see. I wasn't going to be like all the way floating in the air. No. I'll put my hood up. I'll put my hood up. That'll hide the red hair, you see.
Should we have maybe got something like potions of invisibility or something like that? Like, I feel like we should have prepared for stealthing a bit better.
Well, that's too late now, isn't it?
Well, yeah, no, I'm not saying it's the right time. I'm just saying, look, we've all been a bit distracted. Like, what's going on? But yeah, so maybe I kind of agree with Nadia here. Maybe just like a really quick poke and then come down as quickly as possible.
I mean, I could do my greener attire outfit. Remember the last time we were stealthing? Before.
You'd want to be blue so you blend in with the sky.
Yeah, no.
If you fly.
But if they're like above, I want to be green in the tree line, right?
Well, it depends
No,
on
no,
how
no.
high
We
up
think
rise.
they are going to be looking up at you. You're up here, they're on the floor. I
I s-
hope. Maybe they can fly. I don't fucking know.
I mean, whatever works, right? I can make the hood blue and the clothes green. It doesn't really. It doesn't. It's.
All you want is green on the bottom. Blue on the bottom and green on the top. Anyone above you will see you blend in with the trees. And anyone below you will see you blend in with the sky.
And
That's why
anyone in
fish.
line with you will say, "What the fuck's going on there?"
Yeah, I mean, she should be like raising an eyebrow, kind of looking at the others, going, "Is this the legit strat? is this what I should be doing?"
Nadia is just talking bullshit.
How about we maybe just accept the lack of bird's eye view, because now I'm even more nervous about the idea.
Oh yeah, didn't that seer say that we were going to get ambushed or something?
They were not. Our entire world will be turned upside down. Most likely, we won't meet the end of our journey. Something will fuck us up beforehand, or maybe the entire world will fuck up before then. Who knows?
I mean, I've always got my locate creature that I could use. I can only really do that 3 times a day, just about. So we can always do that. If we're starting to feel a bit nervous, I mean, we just started, but you know,
I don't think we need to do it just yet.
That's
I
fine.
mean, how many days it has been since Gel would have told Bael?
-2, I think.
Not yet.
Minus
We were on day 5. They get told on day 7 if everything sticks to schedule. We want to actually be there before they get told. That was the plan.
I'm not. That's not. What do you mean? -2. Okay, wait, hold on.
So we're on day 5. He's getting told on day 7. We should already be there when he gets told.
So in 2 more days, yes.
Right.
Yes.
So in 2 more days.
Okay, so I'm less worried about Bael, so to speak. I know our entire world was probably going to get turned upside down by some other shit, but I don't think. Well, I'm less considering it's going to be Bael. So let's leave it for now. Maybe worry about that later.
Very well. I'll do my locate creature a bit further in.
Let's get. How long does the thing? How like your locate creature? How far away do you still get to ping?
Well, within about 1,000 feet, I could tell you exactly where it is. But if it's further beyond that, then just a general compass direction.
But it doesn't matter how far beyond that.
I wouldn't know how far. I would just know it's further, but in that direction. That's how it was with the gnolls.
Yeah, let's get a bit closer so you have a direct line to where we're going, so we at least know whether they're ahead of us or not.
Okie dokie. All right.
Okay. How far do you want to travel before you actually end up doing locate creature?
4 hours. Okay.
4 hours. So, it's gonna be annoying. So basically, when you're looking at the right, probably now is the right time to potentially go into your house.
Yeah. All right. So if it's that, I will cast locate creature on Bael.
You are searching for a creature named Bael,
and she knows what she knows what he looks like, and all that.
You cannot determine the location of a creature named Bael.
As in, no pings whatsoever.
Either they're not on this plane of existence, or they have other methods of obscuring their presence on this plane.
Okay. So, I've got potentially good news and bad news for you.
How about we start with the good news?
They might not actually be on this plane of existence.
I don't know if that's good news.
Well, you're not going to like the bad news.
The bad news is that they are, and she can't find them anyway, innit?
They could very well possibly have a medallion like myself and Nadia.
Oh, for fuck's sake, why do all these things have to have some kind of caveat shit? I thought magic was supposed to be all powerful shit.
Well, it is, but when it's against an opposing force of magic, then they kind of, for everything that's going against something, you'll have magic to defend against it as well.
Yeah, right, whatever. Fuck. Okay. Well, don't waste your spell slots on the rogue creature.
Well, yes, or at least maybe try later on. Again, he could just not be here. It's a shame we don't know of any of his companions. Well, we know of one. Of some.
He may not even need any. We don't know.
I mean,
you've got the description that he might be in company with a Warforged, just a Warforged.
I mean, and that's
it.
I mean, again, so I suppose OC. How common are Warforged?
So Warforged are predominantly the guards people of Azu City, Misha City, and other cities of major magic.
Mm-hmm.
You're probably aware that once a Warforged reaches retirement age, they're given the option to leave their guard post and wander the realm as to their own wishes, or they can effectively go through a mind wipe effective process where basically they can reset themselves, rejuvenate, and all those sorts. They're not common. You've probably seen a handful in Helm City, just here and there.
Okay, so enough to have multiples in any given city.
At most, yeah. It's to be on first names terms with a Warforged is probably rare for the average person.
No, that's fine. I mean, just thinking of sort of, how much of a common occurrence they are. Like, are they more or less than a tiefling, for example? Because a tiefling is quite an exotic race. Like, you wouldn't see too many of them.
Less. Tieflings are more common here.
They aren't.
Tieflings are more.
Oh, they are. Right. Okay, got you.
Like tiefling, like tiefling, dragonborn.
Yeah.
Like they're up with the common component.
Right. So there's really no point locating a Warforged then, because I'll most likely just get pings back at the port.
Yeah, you just get pings from blooming everywhere.
Yeah. So that's fine.
Could be from anywhere.
No, that's fine. But that's just what I wanted to establish. Like, if you're lucky to ever see one in your lifetime, for example, then that'd be a different story. But that's fine.
Yeah, we've only met one retired Warforged, haven't we?
I think so. Yeah. I mean, I could ping a locate creature on a Warforged, but that's probably going to be a waste of time.
Yeah, that's just going to be static. Well, not static, but that's going to be maybe multiple useless signals.
No. Don't believe we
like
know.
Saying, I want to see a human.
Pretty much, yes.
We don't know any more detail about the Warforged that's accompanying them, do we? Other than they're Warforged.
I don't believe so. Unless the DM remembers otherwise. But I don't think so, no.
No, that was what they were alluded to. That's there's a Warforged. Like that's like a notifying thing. The only Warforged you've met and know their name of is Bulk, who you met on your way to Moradin City.
Yes.
They were camping. They were camping during the day, and they were looking to travel at night.
That was the same name on the crates, wasn't it?
It is.
It is. Oh, yeah. I don't know whether we necessarily make that connection, because that's quite a tough. Yeah, I think that'd be quite a tough connection to make. We've got nothing really. I mean, I guess really the only thing we can do is keep searching for Bael and hope that things.
I think being that they could be on a completely different plane of existence, or just be fucking immune to checking out shit, then we should probably
I just had
Oh.
I just had a scary thought.
Mm-hmm.
If he is on another plane of existence, well, he could come back on
Anywhere.
any of those teleportation circles they have set up around the realm. If one of those is close to where we need to be, then they could be there in essentially no time at all.
Well, Talari, worse than that, we are not the most powerful people on this world. There are people who could probably just put him wherever the fuck they want.
If they are
No
know the location.
teleportation circle restriction whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
Me and Krusk recently got teleported by someone just to a location that they thought they knew. They said it was a bit dicey, but it happened. So if they could do it, slightly terrifying thought that he could just be, well, anywhere.
Why didn't we do? Why didn't we do that?
Because Krusk, you don't know how to teleport without the whole circle.
Yeah, I
movement,
need the circle. I'm afraid.
It's okay. It's not a problem. You know?
No, I know you. I know you're disappointed, but
No, we're not
It's all I can do.
disappointed. It's not a problem. You know, you've only been a sorcerer for a few months. You're doing a pretty good job, I think.
yeah, just in case it comes up, I don't think it will, but I still have got that tuning fork, which goes to the 9 hells.
What does that? I can't remember what that
Lets
does.
us teleport. Well, not me, but I think it would let someone in theory teleport there.
Oh yes. The rod, yeah, the rod.
circle to go to a circle in the 9 hells.
That's it, yeah.
But you were there like, oh, they could just appear anywhere. The reason we wanted to be at the pool before they get told about the pool is so that if they do just go, ping, I'm here, then we are waiting for them.
No, that's a really good point.
That was the whole point of setting off early.
I remember. Speaking of which, how long will it take us to get to the pool from now?
I think we're just about on schedule.
Okay, let's get moving.
Maybe a day off, at most.
Well, we put a load of like getting ambushed on the road time in.
That's true. Yeah.
Which we then used up so that Deszeldmiir could go go visit Savron's Bowl.
Yeah.
I had a character crisis. What do you want from me?
I'm just saying, but we did. So as long as nothing else happens on the way, we're good. We will arrive on time.
Just mix. You're right, Nadia. You're right. Let's make pace. Let's try get there, and then set whatever plans we set with the time we have.
Okay.
Sorry.
So with your realization, it is roughly around the time you would normally have gone into your house. With the aid of those around you, those without the use of night vision, you could travel on longer.
I can see in the dark now. Nadia will absolutely say that after a half an hour of following somebody else because she can't see very well in the dark.
For fuck's sake, just remember you have the goggles. I've been
Deszeldmiir, my memory is fucking shit.
Oh, that makes
because somebody hit me in the head with an axe.
Yeah, no, you have an excuse. Most of us we have to keep looking in these dream journals we keep taking because our memories are just fucked. And then I look around expecting someone to retort and realizing when no one does. Absolutely correct point.
Yes. I have these stupid dark vision coaches. She's going to get them out and wave them around. According to the official art, they're made to look like an owl, which I think personally is cool, and Nadia will absolutely look utterly ridiculous in.
You have to put them on your head, Nadia. Your head. You don't swing them around. Put them on your head.
I'm not that stupid.
All on the same, just checking.
But she will, in fact, put them on her head and look absolutely fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Are they Sam Fisher kind of like, just...
Hang on, let me show you the art for them.
I like the idea
what they actually look like.
To focus, Nadia probably has to get them to her specific eye vision first, with a little bit of scrolling on the lenses.
Well,
then once we're there,
To be fair, they're not like binoculars or anything. They're just dark vision.
Yeah.
Oh no, I
So
know. I just
it's
like
just
the idea that
adjusting, like making sure they fit across the bridge of the nose and across the head and stuff.
Like a owl Halloween mask, like eye mask
Like a
thing.
snug fit.
Yeah.
Trying to make sure they don't fall off.
Cool.
Okay. So this probably extends your travel time ability by probably about another 2 hours on top of your normal day. Before it's probably sensible enough just to go to bed and be better off in the morning with the light. But those 2 hours are crucial to catching up any time you may have missed out on. But certainly, you go into planar home, and the evening is yours to sleep, to relax, to have some downtime, to do whatever you wish before morning comes round. Is there anything anyone wants to do?
Probably training, I'd imagine.
Mm-hmm.
training.
Yeah. Especially in these last few days, like just yeah.
Well, we are wearing ourselves out a lot more with walking, so.
The last night we should 100% just rest.
Oh yeah, definitely, 100%. Yeah. But yeah, this will be the time to kind of
Yeah, you're just wrapping up any tiny things where you thought, oh, I could probably shave that down a little bit better,
refinement,
a bit more precision. Yeah. Hone it ever so slightly more. A small smith shop does appear in your place, allowing you all to sharpen your weapons to your heart's content, feeding off your desire for preparedness.
Cool.
Do we have an actual plan for the battle?
No, we have all our traps, and then that's pretty much it.
Then just do what we kind of do best as a group, and just
I know.
Go hard, like hit them very hard.
I think it's fair to say that my main game point here is stun and try to stop that regeneration, because I can with cold. I can make sure my fists are dealing out cold, which I think stops this crazy thing healing itself. So I can deal that out as best I can.
Yes.
When should I go for the anti-magic shackles?
I think we
should I do it mid-fight?
Down a bit first.
Oh, okay. Because if we can get them, those on straight away, it kind of makes the fight a whole lot easier.
It would, but we'd probably want to weaken him down a bit. At least get him good and bloodied,
My worry is if we put him on too early and he's at full strength, he might just be strong enough to
naturally just break them. And they're anti-magic, not anti-strength.
Or an ally could take them off.
That's true. Yes.
Wait until we thin the herd and cut them down a bit. All right.
When they're by themselves, if we've defeated the ally as well, that's definitely a good time to do it.
I suppose the other question is, when do we bring in the Berserker Horde?
Yep, I would say straight away.
Yeah.
We're gonna need the backup.
Yep.
Do we get to
as soon as battle is joined?
Do we bring down the hut and then have them spew forth, or from?
I think I can choose. I've got the power to control where they come from.
So have them spawn outside of the hut and then.
Yeah, when Thoradin is looking glorious before he charges, he can blow his horn and then they will come.
I was thinking of doing.
How long does it take you to do the little summoning, whatever?
Straight away.
It's an action, isn't it?
Yeah, it's an action. Yeah.
I mean,
would it be better to do it before Thoradin goes rushing in?
If we
at
can
the
get
beginning,
the drop on them, yes.
Yeah.
It depends who gets the drop on who, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Basically, I'm kind of thinking you might as well save yourself an action during combat by doing it in front of combat, kind of thing.
Well, I
but that's assuming we get the notice to do that.
Of course, yeah. This is all hoping that our ambush actually works.
Krusk, how long does Tamarand with us if you happen to summon him before we know a fight's going to happen?
We're not going to be out hiding the dragon in a log, guys.
Hiding in a tree.
days for an hour.
Okay, so if you were to pre-plan like a day, it's not worth doing necessarily because you might lose him. So he's in the
How-
battle as well.
How long does it take you to summon Tamarant?
I can do it instantly. He's in my ring as well, so I can just use the ring to summon him.
Okay. So basically, a lot of this is on the wire, which is pretty much game for us. Thoradin, heavy damage, usual. Nadia, heavy damage, usual. Talari, stay the fuck out of the way of violence.
I'll be on my broom
Yeah.
in the sky, healing from above, and trying not to
No,
get shot out of the
absolutely,
sky
Yeah.
because the falling
You
might
are
hurt.
You are going to get targeted.
Indeed, but like I said, the hope is if they're looking at me in the sky, their eyes will be off all of you.
That's true. If they are on the ground. But they might not be. They wouldn't be the first flying enemies we've faced.
True. Not the first time at all. I can stun anything with wings. So that might help. Well, I can try stun anything with wings, I should really say. So that might help. But anything magically flying, I don't think my stun's going to do too much. So everyone here has a flying opportunity, yes?
I'm the only one who doesn't.
Apart from Nadia.
But I have a ranged weapon.
But you have a ranged weapon. Is that a
Which isn't
magical
as-
ranged weapon?
Yeah. I
Oh,
bought
is it?
myself an enchanted bow.
Oh yeah, no, I remember now.
After the first Erinias incident, I bought myself an enchanted bow, so
Okay,
the
that's fine
second
then.
Erinias incident went better.
Oh, that's fair. Right, okay. So we have that.
It's
I can
not
fly a little
like
bit. Thoradin
my
can fly.
best, but it does something.
Because Bael flies, or can fly, can't they?
They'd have to use a spell to do so, but yes.
But they can.
Okay. Hey, Krusk, how counterspell are you feeling?
Are you asking me if I can stop Bael from flying?
Look, all I'm saying is, as much as I love your incredible devotes of AoE magic, I think in a fight where we're against possibly only two targets, the
Yeah.
best thing your magic can do is stop their magic.
I mean, I can try, but given how strong he is, I think there's always going to be a chance that he'll just shrug it off.
Also, quick question. Obviously, Tamarand is a magical-based creature.
Yeah.
It's worth noting Bael does know dispel magic.
Rid of Tamarand, would Tamarand just vanish?
I don't know.
Don't let Tamarand vanish while you're riding him through the sky.
I don't know. Potentially, it could certainly happen.
You have a backup for flying, though, right, Krusk?
Yeah, I've got a few different ways I can fly.
But the
Including
same,
just summoning Tamarand again.
Yeah.
Tamarand
but
vanishes, you fall
the
3 feet and land on Tamarand.
The same would also work for all of your shoes, even my broom, if he felt so inclined. I feel like I'm giving Matt too many ideas at this point.
Can you?
No.
I didn't think you could spell magic permanent spell effect.
I don't know.
No,
It's
you can't.
No?
So an anti magic will suppress sustaining magic, apart from living magic, like a Warforged.
right.
But dispel magic is for
Specific spells.
cast spells. So tiny hut, for example, you could dispel a tiny hut.
Right.
That's and things like that. So or like a magic mouth and those random ass things. That's what dispel magic's for, or like
Right.
the instantaneous effects.
Okay.
Not the
not persistently magic things.
No.
Okay. It's only because they said like choose like an object within range, but it says
There's lots of
creature,
objects,
object, or magical effect. But again, I guess all those things still need to be spells.
Yeah.
Okay. That's not too bad then. That's all right.
Okay, so
But yeah, so if Tamarand is brought in via a spell, I don't. How do you? I should probably mention. I completely forgot. Is Tamarand a spell, or is he part of an item?
No, he's a spell.
Okay.
But my elephant is an item.
Okay, so that's handy. So he can't get rid of the berserkers. He can't get rid of the elephants, but he can get rid of Tamarand.
Yep.
Do you have alternative means of flying outside of the dragon? Like, do you need these boots?
No, I can just give myself wings if I really need
Because
to.
I still have boots floating around that nobody seems to be taking.
I don't need them anymore, but I guess if Nadia can't use them, then they're kind of spare at the moment. I can't attune to them anymore because I feel like the force resistance my mother's brooch gives me is probably more important for this fight.
I would agree. Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So my part of the plan is just hit things as hard as possible.
Your part
That's
of the
the kind
plan
of
is hit
plan.
things as hard as possible.
Kind of plan I can get.
And if possible, I mean, obviously, no pressure if you can't, but if you could land the killing blow, then that'd be quite handy. But
Look, I can't control when that
I
thing
know,
goes off.
I know, but I'm just saying, if the option presents itself,
It just goes.
I know, I'm aware of that, but I'm just saying.
Look, if there is one thing that is likely to be completely certain in this fight is that I'm going to be trying to fucking kill the guy.
Oh, that's fine then.
In fact, that can practically be relied on no matter what else happens.
Yeah, speaking of that fact, if there's two of them, should we be focusing on the Warforged first and then Bael?
Well, considering if we want to shackle Bael, then getting rid of any of his minions or accomplices should be the priority then.
I hate to be a downer, but there's no guarantee that there's just one companion.
Although we would be so lucky. I believe there'll be more.
If we are lucky enough for there to be only one other target, what I'm saying is Bael regenerates. Bael, turn by turn, can do multiple things. My thought process is, especially with the anti-magic shackles being something that someone else could take off, getting rid of whatever allies could do that is probably best done before we start fighting Bael, because if we fight Bael, beat him down a bunch, spend all our energy doing so, and then have to spend a chunk of time focusing on some Warforged while Bael just regenerates, it's going to be pretty fucking annoying.
Also, we don't know if he acquires any support from his allies. Like, they could potentially heal him.
Also true.
Or each other, or he could heal them. I'm saying that, okay, if we wanna, it will possibly be easier to take down his companion and then try and take him down, but I don't think he's just gonna stand around and let us. We're gonna have to fight them all at once.
No, of course we're going to fight them all at once. My point is where our focused efforts should lie.
Now, I mean,
because it Bael, if nothing stops the regeneration, is just a wall.
I mean, Thoradin can pump out quite a lot of damage. He might be able to potentially out damage his healing.
It's still an uphill battle.
But then the problem there is then the suggestion there is you Desi are going to solo Bael.
No, that's what I'm not suggesting. I'm suggesting we have to fend off both of them, focusing on killing the Warforged first, or at least disabling the Warforged first from the battle.
Deszeldmiir, you're still talking like there's only going to be two opponents.
I think
also true.
I think let's say ballpark, right? For worst case, not worst case scenario, but for argument's sake, let's say 6 of them, right? Because there's not going to be only 2. There's going to be a group. We should really figure out how we're going to handle a group of people. If there is somebody squaring off against Bael, then that's probably going to be a good idea, while the others take down the rest, potentially. Thoradin could probably chop down a lot of those minions fairly quickly.
Yep.
I think if there's multiple, and I can't believe that this is the idea that's coming to my brain, but if there's going to be multiple, and we need to get Bael's focused attention, getting it on the faster, less likely to be actually hit people yes, Thoradin could just stand there and take the brunt of it, so could Nadia, but then you're dealing with weakened allies, whereas you, Talari, or I, or Krusk theoretically, are flying around Bael, dizzying him, then there's less of a chance that he'd hit all of us at once.
See, I would.
While, Thoradin is destroying people one at a time, and Nadia's cutting heads off one at a time of minions, whatever they are.
See, I would argue that Nadia might be the best person to sort of get in Bael's face, because you said cold is what stops his regeneration, but so does radiance, which is Nadia's specialty. So and Nadia is harder to hit. She's quite, obviously Nadia's taken the brunt of attacks previously. I reckon she's probably the best suited of us, both constitutionally and defensively, to actually go toe to toe, and she can stop the regeneration. It's like she was made to do this sort of thing. And then between Thoradin, the Berserkers, and yourself, Desi, can, take out the minions. Obviously, Krusk can support from the air. Then we focus. I mean, or if Nadia needs assistance, you can sort of go in and assist and pull back out again.
I'm flattered, but I don't really think I'm going to be able to just duel this guy and win.
No, but it'll probably someone has to keep them at bay.
I mean, I can try.
Of course, and again, you've got Krusk in the air, can rain down whatever on Bael to help, and you've got
acid.
Yeah, and Desi can come in and do a quick sort of what is it 1-2 and then disappear out again, or however many it is. I don't know.
Am I staying near Talari during this, or are you going to be?
Yes.
Yes. You and me are going to be in the air, Krusk.
Oh, okay.
With Talari.
With that part of the plan hasn't changed. You are bodyguarding Talari.
Indeed.
Yeah, that's fine. So you're going to be up on Temerand with me, basically.
No, I'll be on my broom.
You've been practicing flying together.
Okay.
This is why you've been practicing
and
flying
if he
together.
can, and if he can dispel Tamarand, us both sitting on Tamarand would probably be a bad idea.
That's true. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. Are we all in agreement to this strategy?
I'm going to tell Nathaniel about this, and he's going to scream.
Yeah, no,
Yes.
I hate it. I hate it myself, but unfortunately, I think logically speaking, it's probably the best move.
Okay.
Where should the Berserkers go? Who should they target?
The minions, I would say. Yeah.
If there are a bunch of other people, get them away from us so we can focus.
Yeah.
The last thing you need is all the minions sort of ganging up on us. The Berserkers should be able to keep them at bay. Just separate them out as you were, in 3s or 2s or whatever, however many there are. Especially if they're healers. If there are any healers, as we know, target the healer first.
Aim for the healer and you aim for the mage. That's how it goes.
Indeed. Yes, that should be very much the priority order. If those sort of things present themselves.
Shank the wizard is absolutely a good tactic.
It's a good thing our wizard is clad in armor.
I mean, if you get past the armor, he is quite shankable.
Well, yes.
You've still got that ring of haste, right? You can be a bit speedier when it comes to things, right?
I think I can get up to 38 armor class actually now.
What?
If I really go all out.
Christ!
That is
What the fuck?
that's got to be impossible, right? Like without a nat 20, like that's got to be.
Well, I mean, hold on.
I'll still
Was
hit
it
me,
19? So 19. So that is another 19, right? So that they need roll a 19 and have 19 modifier.
Yeah, no. Actually, no. Bael has plus 13 to hit, so
you wouldn't be able to.
He's so good, yeah. But I mean, to be fair, that's if I really push it. So I'd have to maintain a spell that gives me AEC and stuff like that. But,
Tamarand is your concentration spell as well.
That's the thing, yeah. I wouldn't be able to
I do that with Tamarand.
Yeah.
Right.
But it's there if I ever.
Nevertheless, when they get past the armor, you're quite shankable.
Yeah.
And like, if there's magic flying around, then
Me-
that tends to get
mechanically, if Krusk is riding on Tamarand, and a
Yeah.
dex save is required, who rolls the dex save?
Both. But I believe
Does that work if one of them passes and one of them fails, or one of
'Cause
them
it's like
dodges
one-
the other one into the?
basically one can like jump off the other. Like that's your
Yeah.
evasive techniques and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Tactics.
Tactics.
So it just becomes tactic 42, and it's like,
Fair enough.
I like
Tactic
the
42,
idea.
barrel rolled the wrong way, and
yeah,
Krusk has
one
now
of
got a
the-
face full of lightning or whatever.
One of the tactics goes wrong. Tamaran goes up, completely missing the shot, and like while Krusk is mid-air, he just gets completely annihilated, and then Tamaran catches him again.
Yeah.
I'll be very upset if Tamaran does that to me. But yeah.
Not on purpose.
I hope that happens now.
I suppose
Just for the farcical image.
I guess we have one additional companion, I guess now, which is your elephant. I mean, how is that gonna?
Indeed.
How is that
What about the
factoring
elephant?
into?
Well, that's
How-
why I was asking if you were up in the air or not. I couldn't remember because I was either going to have the elephant stay near you, or if you're flying, I don't know. Because the elephant can just charge Bael.
I really think the elephant would do well with the berserkers, just
Drop it on
destroying
somebody's
head.
anything, keeping everything away from us.
Just stampeding.
Yeah.
Yeah, stampede.
Okay.
It's
It's gonna be a very crowded battlefield.
It's
Let
just
me
going
check
to be
how
a very
strong the
crowded
elephant is.
battlefield. If they didn't know where we were when we started, they're damn well going to know where we are. Like by
Oh, yeah.
the time 5 seconds has gone
Krusk
by.
is like druid level DM nightmare for like summons and random shit.
Yeah.
Krusk, that's the problem. It's Thoradin and his 8 berserkers or whatever the hell they
Yeah.
are.
Consistent.
Different
Who
amounts.
knew that Krusk came up with this fucking elephant?
I have been quite excited to use the elephant, so I'm looking forward to this.
To be fair, we have we're not crowding the turn order up anymore because Ulva's not going to be there, and
True.
therefore the elephant's just taking her place.
That is true. And they're all kind of relative to Krusk, I assume, turn order wise, so it's not like
yeah, they're
too
all at the
much.
same time as Krusk.
So it's not too bad, I guess. But yeah.
It's the same with the berserkers, right? We just do group rolls and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the moment, but we've been used to this eventuality with the berserkers for quite a few combat rounds.
That's true. Yeah.
He's already got the prepared tokens, it's fine.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
just see the battle map.
And I suppose it's worth reminding each other of the spells that he can cast. Like he can alter himself, changes what he looks like. He can charm people, so he could try to charm one of us.
What's the problem?
Potentially, he can turn invisible. He can. I don't know if we've come across major. Oh no, that's major image. I'm thinking of mirror image. That's fine. He can create illusions, as well. Obviously with dispel magic, fly we've talked about, suggestion. It's sort of like charm. They're very similar. Dominate monster, which could potentially cause a concern with the elephant.
Does that mean that you can take control of the elephant away from Krusk?
In
I don't want to have to fight an elephant.
in theory, I think
My-
so.
My training covered this as well. It's not just the elephant, it's any of us.
Dominate monster, because
Really?
there's dominate creature.
Just to
Don't
play
let
devil's
monsters
advocate,
speak.
it would be better for him to take control of me because I control the elephant and the dragon. So...
Okay, Krusk. Shut the fuck up.
I'm just saying.
No. Just no.
Could go free for
Look,
one deal.
If I have
Don't-
to stab you, I'm not going to be impressed.
Yes, well, Dominate Monster could do it to any of us. I've had training on this before. I kind of have a way
Now the
to
advantage.
get rid of it
Well,
personally. but
The
I don't know
advantage
about
when
other
if you
people.
are under the effect of of that spell, any damage will make you be able to resist against it.
Oh, great.
So you could just slap someone in
So
the face.
are you telling me that if you get mind control, the way to unmind control you is to punch you in the face?
Yeah, it's actually quite bad if I get mind control now I think about it, because I think I'm the second most mobile after Desi.
Jesse's the one who's going to have to punch you, and that's all right.
Well,
Because you can punch
can
you
have to-
4 times in a second or something absolutely stupid.
But can she get up to my AC is the question. Maybe.
Yes, I
And
can. We've had this discussion.
she can
Oh, dear.
punch you 4 times in a second or something absolutely ridiculous. And so that'll be 4 chances to shake it off.
Also, I have new stuff that I will happily use on you, Krusk, if I have to, and they require you attempting to dodge out of the way, which you're not very good at in your big, thick
No,
armor.
I'm more like stand your ground and
Yeah.
hope
Yes,
trust
you
in the
are.
I mean,
other.
the good thing they can only use dominate monster once, so that's useful. And
Double
the
on
other spell,
counterspell,
the other
so
spell they've got is Wall of Fire, which is pretty much as the description reads. It is
Makes a wall
of
of fire.
basically, yes. And we all know he can teleport pretty much
Yeah,
freely.
this is why I say I can try and like keep him nailed down, but I don't think I can keep him nailed down because if he can just teleport and stuff,
Yes.
That's why I think, to be entirely honest,
like teleport
as nice
behind
as an
people.
idea that Nadia can just brute force him, the fact he can teleport, he needs to be pissed off with something that can move faster than him.
Well, the fact that he can teleport, at least if he's pissed off enough with me to want to hurt me, then he's not going to bother teleporting because he's just going to stand there and try and kick my teeth.
But
You just have
that's
to
also
like,
true.
you just have to like provoke him, you know, verbally or something.
Oh, I'm good at that.
Yes, but we don't want him to focus on you, Thoradin. We want you to focus on Nadia.
Well, I could bait out the dominate creature. It's just, I don't know.
You bait out
No,
the
I don't
dominate
want
creature.
to have to punch you in the face, especially if you're trying to punch me in the face.
No,
Oh,
if he-
I can take it. I'd rather be me than one of you.
No, in all honesty, if he wants to dominate a creature, the best person for us, for them to dominate, is me, because I have been trained to get rid of it.
Yeah, indeed. I can't be charmed either, so. But then they'll most likely know that. I mean, it's a basic elf trait that they cannot be charmed.
This is more like monkdom.
Oh, I mean that's kind of redundant
Does
because
that mean
as
you're
an
doubly
elf,
resistant because you're a dark elf and you're a monk?
Well, I don't. Kinda.
I mean,
Kinda.
I've got advantage.
I'll have
I'm
a
not
better
immune.
chance of resisting it, and if I fail that, I have a way of getting rid of it.
Do you reckon being possessed makes you less controllable?
No. I know, it's a nice thought, but no.
Does your rage prevent you from being charmed in any way?
I don't know. Nobody's ever tried to mind control me while I'm trying to fucking shank them.
Yeah, the
Because
issue
it's
is...
hard to concentrate on spells when someone's swinging an axe at your face. This is
That's
what I
very,
mean. Like, does
very
being
tough.
possessed make you harder to what?
I mean, look, the point is the whole possession issue is something is already capable of taking over in a sense, so it would
No, my
in
point
some way
being,
make it.
yeah, but like, so there's me, and then there's the battle spirit, and so somebody like tries mind controlling me. If it then takes over, the thing that's been controlled isn't running the body anymore, right?
Yeah,
Do you reckon that works?
but I think the thing that's currently in control would be the thing being taken over, not necessarily
Yeah,
the
but if
original.
I'm in control and I get mind controlled, and then it takes over, surely it would just boot both of us out.
I don't know. I guess that's one of those things we'll have to just see
That
what
sounds
happens.
like a magic of a magic question. That sounds like some kind of like arcane theory that I really didn't listen to while I was in class.
I mean, it's going to be basically whichever force is greater is going to win in the end of the day.
Yeah, pretty much.
You know?
The strongest force is going to win.
We just don't know what that is until it happens.
That
Fair
I
Battle
remember.
Spirit's pretty good at break.
Also true.
Okay. That's a lot of strategizing.
Yeah, that's a lot of strategizing. We've all got ideas on how to deal with this thing. We know what its weaknesses are. We know what we want to do with all the special summons that we've prepared.
All like 50 of them.
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
fair warning. There is a possibility that I will flip my shit and go berserk on them.
That's fine as long as it's directed
You'll
at
just
them.
have to deal with it.
That's okay.
You'll just have to deal with it.
Speaking of, like, just a curious question. I feel like we've asked this before, but I just wanted to see if there's anything you can kind of think of. Safe words?
Safe
Anything?
word?
Well, no, like something to just like.
Oh, to stop me flipping my shit?
Not so much stop you flipping your shit, but more like it make you pause just long enough for us to like back up a little bit.
If you are not the threat, it won't go after you.
Great. That's
Doesn't turn on my allies.
It's going to be a problem if one of us is dominated, but yes, no, great, good.
Doesn't turn on my allies. If you try and hurt me, it will absolutely try to kill you.
Well, at least then we'd be knocked out of it, so, you know. Sure. If we get hit by Nadia as a result.
If I flip my shit, somebody gets mind controlled, and that somebody tries to kill me, and then I try to kill them back, and then they they stop being mind controlled, it's possible I'm gonna keep trying to kill them. If they started it.
Yep, no, that's fair. Really don't like that dominate monster.
No, but he can only do it once, so.
Good. As far as you know.
I mean, we've got the breakdown, so as long as he doesn't do anything outside of what's been observed, then we're generally okay.
Right, because you think he's going to have displayed everything he can ever do ever, just for people to write down a little book.
And while we have no idea that, you know, while this is as factual as possible can be, let's say this is correct. We have no clue what the Warforged can do.
That is very true.
Or anybody else that's with.
Or any other party.
Maybe there will be another mage.
Do this, yeah, another mage, another fucking whatever.
Yes.
Big fights. Okay, let's get some sleep. It's gonna be great. We're gonna do great, guys.
Okay. So you'll go and have your long rests, have your sleeps, and get up early in the morning to carry on your walk. The slight downside to the morning is that it is wet. And it is the type of rain that just doesn't look like it's going to stop all day. So you are trudging through this wet, cold forest for best part of 10 hours. And it's slippery underfoot. There's plenty of roots to almost stumble over and spot just in time. And it is a miserable time for this day of travel.
Talari would have put her coat on to sort of somewhat help her. She is pretty much like that kind of like pouting face. She does not like this weather. She's glad she's not walking through it because she's got her broom, but she very much is not happy.
Yeah, it's the kind of weather that no matter what you try, you will be all kinds of soaked through.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
In fact, you probably are thankful for those of you that have your interplanar home for first thing. So you could, when you want to stop for lunch, you can stop in your interplanar home.
Yeah.
And you're also thankful for your bags of holding, because no matter what the weather tries, ain't nothing getting in there. So when you take anything out of the bag of holding, that would be dry for the 5 seconds it's out. And then we get immediately soaked.
Nice.
But it is something that even the broom would be soaked all the way through.
Yeah. Thoradin should like open his bag of holding just so everything can get a good wash in there with all the blood flowing around. You know,
he doesn't need no wash.
With all the the decapitated heads that he's got in
the bodies.
Could do with a bit of a wash.
Actually, you know what he'll do? He'll use this rain to wash his gold.
Oh my god! Just
wash the gold. Make sure it's clean.
Wow.
Yeah. Pick out a gold coin. Yeah, got a little special cloth that you use to make sure it spick span gleams.
Love
nice
that.
bit of shine.
It's great.
And then back in it goes. Pick up the next one.
Probably just the same one over and over again. The bag's getting
Yeah,
marginally
keep
cleaner.
track.
Yeah.
Oh wow, this is a really clean coin. Doesn't need much for cleaning, does it?
That's it. But it's not a good day of travel. That's for sure.
So yeah.
It's certainly slower going, but you're still just on target, especially because of the longer days you're able to pull out.
Mm.
And you go to rest this night.
Can I locate creature?
Yeah.
Whatever it was. Yeah, locate creature again.
Locate creature one last time.
It's worth trying every night before we go to bed, just in
Well, that's
case.
fair enough.
Just in case. So she'll do it again on Bael.
You are unable to detect Bael via locate creature. By magical means or by the fact he does not exist on this plane, you cannot detect Bael.
Yeah. Got nothing this time either. Which again could just mean he's chilling in one of the hells. I mean, if we hit the 7th day and we still not getting him, there's a good chance that he's protected. Because you'd think he'd be out by then, right? So
depends on the holiday.
Okay. So you go into Interplanar home. You warm up. There's a nice fire there that you can. There's like 3 places you can like hang up all your clothes that got soaked, so that they could get dried out over the course of the evening. So that when you put them back on, they're nice and toasty, and hopefully set you off on the right mindset. Is there anything anyone wishes to do specifically this evening?
Desi will make bread, and it will actually be okay. For the first time.
Throwing. I'll say chef.
It'll be a perfect little sourdough loaf.
Your first decent attempt.
Yeah, first decent attempt. To the point where she's like, hold the fucking phone. I don't even know what the phone is. Hold the fucking blower.
Give for the fun of it. Give me a survival check.
Oh, so hoping you'd say that, dear Matthew. It's a good roll. What is my survival? Oh, 3. Okay. 21.
Nice. Yeah, the dice
It's a good
back up.
bread.
The dice back up. It's probably you're right. It's your first good attempt. There's probably things you think, oh, maybe I want to try this flavor next in here. If that'll make it better or worse, or tweak it or whatever. But it's as like a bloomer loaf.
Yeah.
It does the job.
It's like, this looks incredible. And the minute anyone goes to like cut it, I'm like, no, hold on. Just need to absorb this for a moment. Great, okay. I'm
like fresh butter in the stores. Fresh butter so you can just like scoop all the goodness in.
Smells amazing. So happy.
So, I was thinking, I was kind of reviewing my sort of spell repertoire as it was. And I came across something that could potentially prove useful to us. It's a spell called Forbiddance, and it prevents creatures from teleporting into an area surrounding us, and they can't use, gates or portals to enter it too. They can't plane shift into it, so that means if they are trying to enter, they'd have to walk.
Right.
Also, if I could allocate a creature type, so like say fiend, and the first time they enter that area or exist in that area, they would take damage of a radiant nature.
That sounds fucking great.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
How big is this area?
About 40,000 feet.
What?
What the hell?
Yeah.
How
Where
long?
Does it take to...
It takes 20 minutes, but it lasts a whole day. Requires no concentration.
Well, fuck, that's great. Why the hell did you not mention this before?
As I said, I was doing the review.
Sorry to pull the wheels off of this particular cart before Deszeldmiir gets too enthusiastic.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, please.
If they're planning on teleporting over there and they mysteriously can't teleport over there, I have a feeling they're going to be a wee bit forewarned that somebody is like up to something.
Potentially, yes. But I think the pros outweigh the cons in this scenario.
Yeah, right. Especially, but Talari, if it's this huge, miles wide, whatever, and they like step foot within it, they get like halfway to us, and suddenly the air gives them a kick in the face and keeps like smacking them with radiant damage. Don't you think they're gonna turn up and go home?
Maybe. I mean,
I bloody would. Even I'm not that stupid.
So I suppose there's two caveats here that are a bit of a problem. One, yes, it's great that they take the damage, but do they take the damage while they're in there constantly, or do they take the damage once and then that's it?
Well, all the time they exist within it.
Okay, so yeah, that's...
They're going to get to the edge of this circle, which is like 5 miles over there.
Yeah, it's not going to bring them in.
Yeah, they're going to go, ow, fuck, that really hurt. And then they're going to turn around and they're going to scurry away again.
There is that risk, yes. I mean, the thing...
I don't think it's so much a risk as practical certainty.
Well, that or they'll just, dispel it.
Yeah, that's true.
But
then they're going to be like, something does not want me to come over here. To be fair, they might think it was like a...
Yeah, I was about to say, this is meant to be like a peace pool. I wouldn't be surprised if any Cleric of Eldath decided to make something like this as like a forewarned, don't want this peace pool being used by some fucking fiend. Like, I can see that happening.
This is why I wanted to raise it, you see, because obviously, yes, there are potentially good or bad things about it, and the problem is because it's a 20-minute casting time.
You can't do it in the middle of a fight.
No, and I most likely won't get enough time when we initially see him to do it either. I can try, but there's no way.
That'd be one way to start the battle.
Yeah,
like
there's no.
Put this thing down, and he goes. Whee!
Yeah, if it was maybe a minute, then possibly, but for 20 minutes, I don't see that happening.
It might be a bit of an ask. Yeah.
Okay.
The idea of you casting this thing and it just like pinging him off of pinging him out of the way.
Yeah. But I just wanted to throw it out there.
Well, no, it's great. It's fucking awesome if we could pull it off. Does it stop them from teleporting out?
No. Just in.
Ah.
It's called forbidden, so it's basically to prevent entry to an area. More than anything else. But I can not do it.
I think they'll just turn around and go home if you put that up.
I think it's either that or they dispel it, which, to be honest, could be beneficial. It depends entirely on how much Bael wants this pool of peace. I don't know what they plan to do with it, but yeah. They could not give a shit and just wait for it to turn up somewhere else. We don't know how long they live. Sorry, Thoradin, you were about to say something.
It could risk the whole operation, is the only worry. With this thing up.
That's too risky for an ambush. Absolutely fucking fantastic if we want to stay away from Bael and he really screws us over and we manage to get away.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll park that in the back pocket, as it were, for later.
Yeah. I think that's oh shit, we failed. Oh shit, Bael's after us for all eternity now. We need a safe spot for a day.
Yeah. I'll change some spells around. I'm still going to change some spells around, but that's fine. I won't take that one. Cool. That was it.
Cool. Is there anything else anyone else wishes to do during this long rest? Well,
mine is a lot later, so unless anyone has anything.
Ooh. Spicy. Let's have it then. What?
Deszeldmiir is going to knock on Thoradin's door.
Okay. Yeah. He'll let you enter. Come in, Desi.
Hi.
What can I do you for?
Okay, so I've had a lot of shit going on. You've had a lot of shit going on. I said some pretty harsh things to you before, and if we do happen to die tomorrow, I would really like to be clear that the only reason I would ever say those things, Thoradin, is because I truly think you're better than them, and that you are deep down a generous, kind being, if with incredibly violent tendencies.
That means a lot, Tori, and it cut me deep. You know, I can't really, it got me a bit in a mood, and yeah, we've been distant. You've always been going through some tough times. Just trying to figure out the right path for me and what I really should be doing. And you're right, there is that side to me that just takes over. That bloody side, that vengeful, rageous side. But I think being with this group, and especially you two, you've really helped me see there is light at the end of the tunnel. All the crap that I've done throughout my life, all the many people I may have killed and hurt, that there is some, I don't know, there's something at the end. It's not just all blood and guts. There might be something for me. So yeah, you may have just saved the soul. And as long as I'm with this party and you guys, I think I'll be a better man for it. So thank you, Tori.
It's fair to say that everyone has done the same for me. You, more than you probably realize. Thank you.
Well, if today's our last day, Tori, we'll go out with a bloody bang. We'll go out swinging. We'll go out hard. And it's been great to know you. But I know we'll all pull through. We're the strongest motherfuckers on this plane. I know we'll pull through.
As ever, great confidence. Yeah. I just needed you to know. It is never ever from a place of hate. Never.
That's good. That's good to hear.
And she'll, on the way out, lean down, kiss you on the forehead, really quickly lean back up, run out the door as quickly as possible.
Thoradin's just gonna linger there for like a few more seconds. Damn.
Yeah, I would say you could hear Desi's footsteps, but she's a badass monk and probably has plenty of opportunity not to to tiptoe very quickly without making a sound.
Flee from her feelings stealthily.
Yeah.
Tiptoe in the skies, one might say.
Yeah. So, as night becomes day, it is a new day for you to travel on. Now, fortunately, today is drier than before. It's certainly not raining as it was before, but the cold persists. There is plenty of the aftermath of the rain overnight, and it is still slippery underfoot. It is difficult terrain to move through as you travel further towards the Pool of Eldath. But that doesn't stop you from being able to get to your destination by before the sun goes down. And you enter the Pool of Eldath. The pool itself is quite large and is fed by a waterfall coming down from a higher up source, perhaps coming from the mountains of Mistra. It is densely packed with trees. All the trees you can see are the trees that exist. I've left this log here as something that you all can mess around with, a copy if you were to do your log trick for your hollow logs. But yes, this is the Pool of Eldath. It is a lovely, probably a bit smaller than a lake, a bit bigger than a pond, as people would describe it. Probably, does anyone want to go in to the pool?
Yes.
You want to go in the pool?
100,000%, yeah.
Okay. As you wade into the Pool of Eldath, you get a tingling sensation of warmth. What if you put your hand in the water and it felt cold? Like you first started to wade in, it was like the deep, sharp intake of breath as cold touches your legs, and as you go further in. But you get to a point where actually it's a warm hug for you. It's not cold, it's warm. And it's not like you're losing sensation cold that's turned to warmth. It's actually pleasant, it's restorative. The energy that you've spent today traveling is washing away. It's bleeding, seeping out of you, and being released away from you. You feel refreshed, energized by entering the pool. You feel better for it. You
Guys,
probably
you should definitely try this. It's really nice. Like I feel so zen.
Cannonball time.
You think the pool probably on its closest, like within say 30 feet. Wait, how was that? Yeah, within probably about 30. If you go in by about 30 feet, it goes down by 30 feet. So it's quite fairly deep pool. But initially around the edge, it's only around like hip height, about 3-ish foot deep, and then it goes to like the 5 quite quickly, and then it gets even deeper still the further in you go.
Okay. Wow. Shall I do my last locate before we start setting up?
In all honesty, I'm not sure you should waste the slots. We should probably just go ahead and set up.
Okay. Do you remember the diagram? I think I've got. Hang on. She pulls out the diagram of how this was going to go down. So if I remember, so there was. Well, again, I don't know how much we'll be able to do this. Actually, I suppose the first thing, is there a natural path into this area? I'm guessing
you walked into it.
The way we walked into it. So the question here, because the idea was to create a sort of a perimeter of a line of logs around the circumference of this thing, and then put sort of those loud sticks in the entranceway. So probably in the area that we're standing in at the moment.
Yeah. The thing is if we put a line of logs, that's going to be suspicious as fuck.
Okay, so all right.
If we just do a whole line, Matt.
Hello.
This map shows us like a whole bunch of stuff, but
Mm-hmm.
there seems to be a cliff like here and here? How far? Like, is that a scalable cliff? Is that like a bit of a barrier? How far round does it reach?
It's a fairly high cliff to the left of the map. It's a fairly high cliff. It's so the pool's fed by a waterfall, which probably falls about 30 feet ish for the waterfall itself.
Yeah.
And so the cliff is about that high as well. And so if you're lucky and you're jumping from the waterfall, you might hit the pool. So it's if you were to jump down, it's fairly dangerous.
Coming this way.
It's fairly dangerous. To the top of the map, it's probably the same. It probably feeds the same like cliff area, but it does start to peter out down where the trees go. So you could probably say you could probably come from the north to the top right of the map. Is where a like for here is probably where people could also come to it. But the way you came into it from the bottom is the way you took from the road. So it's like the natural like route that the trees took you.
So we couldn't realistically put the hut up here then, because that'd have been a good little viewpoint.
Why couldn't we put the hut up there?
I thought it was too high to get then down afterwards.
The cliff itself is, but let's see, it walks round.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, we'll do. Okay, so we'll do that.
What you do is you go for a little scouting walk and see how dense and stuff the forest is, and if there are any paths.
Okay. I mean, while Nadia is doing that, Talari will start setting down the loud sticks in this sort of area. So just puts them all down, I think. Which
don't put all of them down.
Well, she's only got 20, so.
How many have we got? Have I got some? I can't remember now.
I don't think so. Because I've got.
You have them all.
Yeah, I've got 50 of the logs and 20 of the sticks.
Oh, and I've got the alarm wire.
Yeah.
Yes.
So she'll start putting the loud sticks down here in this little area.
Put them all down.
Okay. She'll hold back. I don't know. 5. So she'll put 15 down.
Yeah. You've got to check the whole thing out.
If you do a line where you put the stick,
so
it's easy to track exactly, because positioning of things can become important.
Need to find a color that's easily discernible. Right.
How high is this cliff? Is that like a scramble? Is it like a sheer one?
It is a sheer one. So the top. Do a color orange. So this is the top, and then goes down by about 20 foot.
I'm putting red lines where people aren't going to be able to come to try and work out what we've got. Yeah, Nadia's going to go off like around this way, just checking out other potential approaches. That is a lot of sticks.
It's about 17 sticks.
That's a lot of sticks.
That's fine.
How they work is just when they're snapped.
Yeah, they set off a really loud noise, basically, way louder than they should be. It's almost like if it's under the effect of thaumaturgy. So it's like,
yeah,
it's like standing on like a pop cap,
What did I say? It's a loud snap, audible within 100 foot.
Yeah, which is loud. That's a loud snap. The idea of them was to cause confusion when they started standing on them, enough to sort of get the drop on them.
Yeah. And to let us know they were coming.
Yeah. Now, I was reviewing my spells again, and I found one that could potentially be quite helpful. So I can put glyphs down that serve as traps, and one of those can explode.
You get this shit.
I get them for, I guess. This is Glyph of Warding. That's the spell I'm using.
What does Kellenthor give you exploding runes?
I couldn't really tell you the answer to that question. But the good thing is I can make it explode with various elements, one of those being cold, as we know that he doesn't like. And I believe I could make it very specific as well. So I can say if Bael stands on it, it explodes.
How big is it?
Well, you cannot see it. It's nearly invisible. You'd have to really
Right,
look
so
for
he's
it.
got to put his foot on this one particular square inch of the forest floor then.
Oh, as big as in terms of it's
No, a bit larger than 10
10,
feet.
10 foot in diameter, so about 5, bigger than a person.
So this big and also 10 feet wide.
Yeah, so it's like it's like no, it's like a glyph.
That
So
sounds
it's
about right for
so
magic, doesn't it?
yeah, so it's 10 foot, 10 foot wide, but yeah, you
10 foot
basically
effect,
can't see. Yeah,
but
can't see it.
Basically invisible rune. Yeah.
Basically, yeah. So I can make it explode. It takes me an hour to do it, but it stays there until it's triggered or dispelled.
Could be useful.
Yeah.
How specific have you got to be with the wording? Can you say our enemies?
Yeah, I can. Hang on, where's the wording in here?
So it just does not set off.
Yeah, you decide what triggers the glyph when you cast a spell. For glyphs, the most typical triggers include touching or standing on the glyph, or removing an object. But yeah, I think you can kind of be quite specific.
Creature kind.
Yeah, you can refer refine the trigger for certain conditions like physical characteristics, like a certain amount of weight or a height, or a creature kind. For example, well, the effect here is aberrations or drow, or an alignment, and things like that. Also set conditions for creatures that don't trigger it. So yeah, I could make it a fiend, or I guess Bael in particular, or just anything.
Word as well, for safety.
Yeah. Or I can do it in a word. I can also store a glyph, store a spell in it of a level of a sort of third level or lower. And the reason I was thinking this, remember we were talking about the Beacon of Hope, right? That we all had to stand still for that to happen, and at the beginning of combat. Yes. Well, I can
store that.
I could store that in the glyph, and then whoever goes first, just make sure you stand on it, and it would activate. And sort of OC as well.
Actually, a really good idea.
If the spell requires concentration, it lasted until the end of its full duration, which I also then assume means it doesn't need concentration, so that actually frees me up as well. It doesn't, because it says, yeah, if the spell requires concentration, it lasts until the end of its full duration.
I suppose at the sacrifice of having to have used the second spell slot to set it up.
Exactly. Yeah, you'll have to spend that. You have to cast
the Warglyph of Warding, and then cast the other spell, and then there's the possibility it won't go off.
Yeah. So, and obviously someone then would have to then stand on it to make it go off, and then make sure everyone's in the area when that happens, and so on and so forth. Yes. So
that's actually really good.
So my plan is to do both of these, so I can set up an explosive rune down here, maybe in the middle of all these sticks, and have a spell the Beacon of Hope glyph near us wherever we end up being. And like I said, it takes me an hour to do, but it will last until they're triggered, even if it means days from now. Just remember where it is. So, yeah. But yeah. Unfortunately, it has to be a spell that I can cast. I was thinking I could, cast it, and then, Krusk could put immolation into it. But unfortunately, it has to be myself that does it.
It's still useful.
Oh, yes.
Actually really useful, yeah. Matt, are there any other paths in?
There's probably one that's a realistic opportunity, and that's in this top right-hand corner. All the other paths are either not really very viable, or if you scramble up to the top of wherever that is, there's more like rough terrain, and it's just like there's no natural path that you can see.
Most people are gonna either come from here or here.
Yeah.
Okay. Good to know. We can put some of the snapping twigs that Talari didn't thing. We can put some of them here, so as we will be warned, it's
Yeah. So I'm going to put that glyph down there.
is. Can you draw some?
Where do you want the sticks? The other sticks? Up where the green square is.
So yeah.
1, 2, 3. There you go. Oops. And then what I'll do is I'll put a green one to signify the healing glyph, the beacon of hope one up here. Assuming I could be able to, I'll have 2 hours to cast these. By the way.
So you need to consider the material components.
Oh, I haven't checked that.
These,
I have not checked that.
It requires 200 gold worth of powdered diamond, or as our campaign rules, or just 200 gold.
Yeah. Well, fortunately, I have diamonds. So what I'll do.
You were saving them up to resurrect people.
I was, but I don't have. I've only got 300 gold on me. So unless someone wants to spot me 100.
Yeah, I can give you the money.
Okay.
You need.
All right, we'll do that. We'll just do that quickly then. So
yeah,
if you take off 3, sorry 1, I'll take off 3. I will cast 2 sets of glyph of warding. 1, 2, and a beacon of hope. I mean, the cost of this is I've now lost all my 3rd level spells. I think it's going to be worth it.
They stay.
They stay until dispelled or triggered.
Yep.
So yeah, and the trigger. I mean, the trigger for the one up there is any of us that step on it, because you can specify creatures. For the beacon of hope one, for the trigger down there, I might just go generalist fiends, just in case, rather than Bael specifically.
Okay.
But yeah, and it's going to be cold damage. I shouldn't have put a red one. It's cold damage. That's going to be
An explosive rune,
which is 5d8 cold damage if it sets off. Should be nice. I think it. What does it explode? I think it explodes 20-foot radius sphere. So yeah, but they do a check of some description, dexterity saving throw. I assume I put that enough distance away from us. If we're on the cliff, it should be all right. Yeah, that's okay. Cool. Do we want to do anything with these logs or not?
What we can do with them is put some of them. Hang on. Let me.
We put them on the cliff. Roll them down onto them.
It would then shift the focus onto us, though, which I don't know, could potentially be a problem. I don't know.
You all have control of the logs, by the way, so you can.
I was trying to control the log, and I ended up making a line instead.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
You can all should be able to just control copy.
Yeah.
How tall
No,
did you say the
can't.
cliff was?
As a player, you can't paste things on, Matt.
Oh. Really? Have some logs.
Yeah, take some logs.
Holy shit.
How many do you have? Do you have 50 logs?
50. We have 50.
You
don't.
Pull 50 up.
Logs.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
I don't know if we'll actually use them all.
There you go.
Don't think we're going to use all 50, Matt.
Have fun. To play with. That cliff. Oh, you say how tall that cliff is. It's.
Messing with my logs. Who's messing with my logs? Stop messing with my logs.
So this one.
That log doesn't exist anymore.
This one was 20. That's I said.
Okay.
Let's do one thing at a time. And this one is probably 25 foot.
More thinking the one with the waterfall, to be honest.
The waterfall was a 30-foot drop.
Perfect. I'm gonna run up.
Are you gonna stand on there and keep watch?
I'm gonna take a quick peek. And then after that, I'm gonna do the Batman crouch, stare out over with the vantage point.
Your what is it? Your Shroud of Darkness thing. That's probably quite apt.
My little hoodie.
Yeah, yeah, your darkness thing. Yeah.
So I've had a cunning thought. If we get these logs, and we can, no, I want that one. What are you doing? Are you building a bridge?
That's not me.
Because we want like ambush points, don't
Yeah.
we? We
Yeah.
get the logs, and so they look less conspicuous. We like decorate them with like underbrush, but then we'll have hides, like so somebody can like crouch behind this one and not be seen from the road. Someone can crouch behind this one and not be seen from the road, kind of thing.
Only problem with that is Bael's a large creature. He probably towers over those so much.
That's why they're under the trees.
Hide it in the log as well.
Yeah, you can.
You can hide in the log as well, but yeah, like you can make hides out of them, like one here, one here. So we've got places we can be. Save a couple of them for lobbing at people.
Yeah. Problem is, we want to be in that hut all together so we can get the beacon off as well.
Yeah, that's true. But nevertheless, how far is it? Oh, it's a bit far. I was gonna say if you're over here, I would have thought you could. Yeah, but all it would need is you setting your circle up like here rather than up there.
Problem is that Bael can see the hut because it's a visual illusion.
Oh shit! Yeah, and he's got thingy sight.
True sight, yeah. Yeah.
So he won't be able to see the twigs as magical things, but because the tiny hut is basically a protection or that hides you, is a visual illusion.
Oh yeah, we should probably cover the glyph up as well.
The glyph isn't a illusion though.
It's not an illusion.
Fine.
He can't see magic, but the illusion that keeps you safe while you're in the hut, he would be able to see through. So he would just be able to see us all sat on the ground.
Yeah. But then it's obviously it's going to be elevated, so he probably won't from the angle that he's at, right? He's got true sight. But we're if we're 25 foot up in the air though, like he's 10 foot tall, he probably won't be able to see.
He probably still won't be able to see us if we're up here.
No.
This is X-ray
But
vision.
like if we're waiting during the day, putting the glyph like here and waiting in various angles wouldn't be, and then we wouldn't have to worry about him seeing through an illusion because there wouldn't be an illusion. We'd just be disguised.
Maybe. I mean, I just would have thought. I just would have thought staying in the hut would have been a better thing than just being out in the open. Even if we are behind logs, would be spotted pretty quickly.
Why?
Because he's a 10-foot tall demon. Even if you're hiding behind a log behind a tree, you'll see that pretty easily.
Inside the log.
You're gonna be inside the log.
Yeah, that was the whole point of it.
Okay, I thought you'd be behind the log. Okay, that's fine. Yeah,
also,
inside the log.
like, even if he is 10 foot tall, all you need is something that comes up just like above, just slightly above you, and as long as you're tucked in behind your cover, you're fine. Because most people, when hiding, don't hide at head height, do they?
Right. So you want to move this.
You crouch down behind something, and even though I might be 5 or 6 feet tall, because your cover is 4 foot tall and you're now only 3 feet tall, you can't be seen.
The problem I was having with it being in here is if Talari, if the straight thing on combat is Talari and Krusk are going to be in the air, this might not hit them. Whereas of all having one same starting point guarantees we're all going to get hit.
In that case, if we want to start a fight, we still can't have it up here. Because if we set it off there, we then have to get all the way down here and all the way over here, assuming they're standing here.
I mean that's only really an issue for Nadia. Everyone else can fly down. But yeah. But then the thing is, the Beacon of Hope is going to be way more important, way more useful than everyone getting huddled up. Sorry?
Well, could Nadia jump?
25 foot
20-foot
down.
drop,
25
right?
feet.
Well, yes,
As long
but
as I land on something soft, says Nadia.
well, you know,
I think
with
I've got
axe movement, I'm sure
a
rule of
convenient
cool's
hay
written
pile for
down
me to
here.
land in Assassin's Creed style.
If you're burying your axe into the face of a demon, I'm sure it's a rule of cool.
If I
Totally
land
fine
on the
landing.
demon, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily think that one flies quite literally in this case. Is that a thing one can do, Matt? Death-defying leap from above, and as long as you land on an enemy, you're all good.
We'll see.
I don't think that just fucking jumping is a good way to start that combat.
No, though, that's fair.
Not free from consequence, certainly, but it's
Oh,
certainly
why
cool.
don't you make a log slide?
Oh wow.
What, they're hollow, right?
Yeah.
Make a log slide.
Like fucking whack-a-mole. Or
Well,
like that rat game,
it's a
you know.
shortcut down.
Is it a sheer drop?
Yeah, pretty
Or
much.
is it like
Pretty much.
slanted? Okay,
It's
so we're
pretty
like
much
straight
a
down.
sheer
It's fine. Log
It's like that
slide.
fairground game where you drop the rat down the drain pipe and you have to hit it and nobody can ever hit it.
Oh, I was
Yeah,
thinking
there you
there's
go. You'll be
water
too
rides
quick.
like that.
Fine.
The floor comes
Yeah,
from
well, water
out from
park.
under
Like,
you, yeah.
I
Straight
am
down.
not sliding down a log.
That'd
I'm
be
just
great.
gonna run. Just put the flipping beacon in a better place where we don't have to twat around with a cliff.
We don't have worry because the beacon. How far does the beacon go? Is it 30
I
feet?
think it's
30
30
feet.
foot radius, if I remember correctly.
So I'd have to be at this end of the log. It'd be fine.
Wait, why does Nadia have to touch it? Why can't we put it on
Anyone-
the cliff and Talari and
Well,
Krusk
well,
can do it?
anyone
We'll
can
do it.
touch it, but the main thing is that it's only 30 foot from the point of where the glyph is.
Everybody's got to be within
Oh,
30
that's
foot
quite
of
Which
the
is that
drain.
whole orchestration thing, which is the problem, which is why she wanted it done at the beginning, where we're
Yep.
all in one place, so we could definitely go off. Otherwise, if you put it there, whoever activates it has to make sure everyone else is also there at the same time, which is more chaotic and more difficult to plan.
Pretty much.
Which is why, yeah, I'm still in favour of putting it over here and us all hiding up here, where
Yeah,
where the hut is as well.
Yeah, but it ruins the element of surprise.
Yeah, we'll have to run down to them. There's,
Well,
that's a
Like,
delay.
We
The-
jump out and then we have to like
Yeah, no, I agree.
spend an entire round getting to our opponent.
Yeah, it ruins the
Yeah.
ambush in that sense. But to be fair, if you've got your broom, Krusk has his dragon somewhat prepared. Thoradin has his
putting it,
flying
like,
boots.
There would be
Like
better.
if you want to leap out immediately afterwards, you can. It's only really Nadia left in the lurch in the middle.
Hmm.
So we'll put it there then, and then just have to hope that we're all in. Our first movement is to get within 30 feet of that.
If nothing else, if you don't think you're in range, you can get yourself in range.
By the way, currently, while plans are being discussed, on this rock, I am looking out for movement.
Yeah, I had Ulva patrolling on. I don't know where she's gone now. She patrolled off without me. Did I
She's
leave
on
her at the
sniffing
other-
duty. I'm on eyes.
Or did Matt just take her off the map because she's not
I
moving
have
up this way?
touched her.
Probably
Wrong
got
with her
probably
then?
got deleted when like some logs got deleted.
Yeah,
have
she's probably been
hidden her.
accidentally deleted with a log.
Ulva's disappeared.
Ulva is around.
She's around here somewhere. Yeah. Oh,
Bael
heck,
just
I've
comes
got my
in
wire.
halving Ulva.
I've got my wire. I can chop my wire into bits, can't I?
Yes,
Yeah, I'm gonna
50
set
foot
up.
chunks.
I'm gonna set myself up a little early warning system. We're gonna set up a couple of stripes down this path because it like tells me when it gets trodden on, doesn't it?
Yep.
What's the range on
you're
the
a
telling
small.
me?
The person laying the wire will hear a small. You can either hear the small alarm bell ring when it's touched, or you can have it choose to make a noise.
No, I want it to be me only, so it
Yeah.
doesn't go ping and let everybody know it's there. But is there a range, or can I lay it like a whole
It's-
mile away and it still will tell me?
Because you're the person laying it, you will know.
Okay. In that case, we're gonna go down this road with some wire. and put like a couple of stripes.
Yeah. Just make it in a different colour.
Well, so far out that they won't be on the map.
Oh, okay.
This is like an early warning system.
An early warning system. Sure.
Yeah. Like, oh, someone's coming up the path. They're like half a kilometre away. Everybody get in position.
Does it keep working, or will it stop as soon as the first trigger happens?
As long as they're, if you're doing them as separate chunks, each one will be different trigger.
Oh, but they all only trigger once. I thought they triggered every time.
If you did like one big snake, the first time it touched, the whole snake would just go.
Right.
Right. Okay. I didn't know that. I thought they just kept going.
You hear the ping, and then that's the ping.
Yeah. But I thought that if the person one touches it, it goes ping, and then if 5 minutes later somebody else touches it, it goes ping again. But no, that is not the case.
These are
one use only.
Good, not great.
Okay, these are one use only. Then in that case, we're gonna do a whole row of little strips, and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna do the same thing on the other path.
Okay.
So we'll have a chance to get over there if they're coming in from that way too.
Oh, at some point, either on the journey or when we first arrive, Talari, you're gonna be busy healing us, so I bought you these. I'm gonna give a potion of healing superior and a potion of healing greater.
Whoa. Thank you very much. I don't know what to say.
Well, if you die, we're all fucked. So don't die.
That is accurate. Yes.
Also, I trust you to heal me when I need it.
I will do my very best to keep you all alive.
Well, yeah, you got to keep yourself alive first. So there's the potions.
Hopefully, keeping me alive is Krusk's job.
I'm gonna look at Krusk and just be like, keep her alive.
I got you.
That reminds me of if I were to fall, has everyone else got enough potions to keep me going? Because everyone should have a means of, getting me back on my feet.
I'm
I've got a potion.
putting them on you so I can just use them straight away.
Okay.
I can heal things. I'm a paladin now.
You are very much paladin now. All right.
Krusk, how do you heal things?
This is not the time to be questioning that.
I don't know. I've never done it before. Deszeldmiir, I have no idea how this works. It just turned up one day and gave me a headache because I looked at a god while, sensing magical bullshit, and a god is an awful lot of magical bullshit.
Okay, Krusk, cliff notes, Nadia, how to heal. Go.
They worked when you tried to teach me how smiting worked.
That's true, but I think smiting played more into your natural strengths.
I was about to say I'm better at hitting things than I am at fixing things. I'm much better at hitting things than I am at fixing things.
Maybe try healing yourself first before you can try on someone else.
But I'm not injured.
I mean,
I can fix that.
Oh, it's not in Desi's nature, but I really just want us to be like. That's right.
Just say the word.
Daddy was there like, oh, you fucking broken my nose. That would be really funny. Sorry. I can fix that. It's the best possible response. I mean, if you think it's worth it, I just don't want to use it up now, practicing, and then not have any left for later.
Yeah.
I think we're a little late for training on this particular stance.
I forgot I could do it. Okay.
I mean, how do you do your smiting? I would imagine it's a similar process, but healing people, right?
I don't know. Kind of energy.
Undamage you? I think of undamage.
Yeah.
Unhurting someone.
Yeah.
It's all in the
like,
mind.
Like, oh no, I didn't mean to do that kind of scenario, right? Yeah.
Oh no, I didn't mean to do that.
Yeah. That's like undamaging, right?
No, that's just regretting the damage you've already done.
I mean, whatever makes it work, right?
I'm
I
not sure
don't know.
that's how it works, Talari.
Okay, fuck this. Positions. Positions.
Sure, that's how it works, Talari. Is your position like looking menacing on top of the waterfall?
No. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go up again for one last look, just to peek round, see if there is any movement, and then I'll come down and I'll get somewhere
Which log
hidden
do you
in
want?
this tree.
Which log do you want? I'm gonna have this log because it's got room to lay down behind it where you don't get wet.
I'm gonna slightly move this log just gently here, and I'm gonna take this one in the tree line, somewhat up a hill.
Talari will be on top of the cliff behind the logs up there.
Is that close enough? Yeah.
Yeah.
With her broom right next to her, obviously, so she can make a quick launch.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm 3 feet inside. If I stretch my arm out, my arm won't get big enough. Hoped.
Haiss, please move Krusk to an actual ambush position rather than where they currently are.
Rather than on the explosion rune.
Yeah.
Well, you got to bait him in, right?
Where's Talari?
It's worth also, what was it, 20 foot, I think, is the explosion radius. So you may want to think
really?
about where you are.
Oh
I
shit!
was
Is
gonna
that
stick
not?
at you.
Oh no, you're
is
right.
that not
You're
room
right.
to fire?
You're fine. You're fine.
We're
You're
fine, yeah.
You're all fine. That's fine. Just yeah, that's all right.
Don't go any closer.
Yeah. You're meant to get some
The end
singed
of
eyebrows,
Thoradin's
but you'll be
log.
fine.
The end of Thoradin's log will get
No.
singed.
Oh no, it's cold,
Oh.
right? So it's not singed. You'll just get like
I
a.
was going to get very worried there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't lose my beard.
Frostbite.
No, it's just cold, so you might get a little cool breeze. You know.
More
Yeah,
than
but if
cool
you get
breeze.
if you get caught in the cold rune, your beard will freeze and then snap off.
Oh yeah, that's true.
It's even worse.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, so
We have a half decent ambush actually.
you have a pretty decent ambush. So the rest of your day goes to preparing this ambush, and night comes. What would you like to do? Are you happy to stay as you are? It's going to get later and later and later until
Entrance behind this log, so I'm good. Not to be the dick with the short, just sitting there
Yeah.
sleeping, basically.
I mean, Talari can do the same thing, really. Just go back towards the sort of the rock face and trance back there. If need be.
Are we going to have to start splitting the watches again, old school?
Potentially, yeah. I mean, yeah. The handy thing is if they do stand on any of the loud sticks, we would all get woken up, in theory.
Why we have them in it?
Was one of the reasons. The main reason was to cause confusion rather than necessarily wake us up. But yeah.
Would the wire wake up Nadia?
yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah, because it functions like the alarm
The
spell.
alarm spell, which
Yeah.
will
Oh,
wake
okay,
me up.
okay.
I can actually cast the alarm spell, but only in a 10-foot circle. Ah,
The wire was a smart move.
so the wire was a better idea.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, I would imagine anyone sleeping would go back onto their hill in the hut, I guess. It's not, unless people are planning on
Yeah.
sleeping where they're standing, but that probably wouldn't be the most
With a little
ideal.
tent.
Yeah, well, the hut Thoradin has to stay in. Well, the caster, not necessarily Thoradin. The caster has to stay in the hut for the duration. As soon as they leave, the hut ends.
Wouldn't put it past Nadia to set her tent up behind this log, and disguise it with bracken so that she looks like a bush. If Desi looks down at the right angle, she can just see Nadia's face sticking out of the end.
What the? I'm not going to ask. Not going to ask. Not going to happen. No.
Okay. So you have your rotation.
Hmm.
One cold night passes. A mild day passes. And another uneasy night passes as well. And very early in the morning on the second day, of being there, Nadia gets awoken by her alarms.
Shit,
And
which
so,
way?
to the south, relative to the relative south of you, which is technically west, but orientation's orientation.
This one.
Yeah. So, next time on the Ascendant Lands, we will commence. Well, let's hope we commence a battle. Until then, we'll see.